Hello, my name is Dorian Bullock, and I am co-owner here at the Wolves Consulting Company. I, along with my colleagues Peyton Till, Ryan Cutts, Savannah Freeman, Taylor Smith, and Jessica Baran, come from a team of consulting professionals skilled in the areas of communications enhancement. The following presentation includes a detailed description of exactly what our team has to offer to help improve communications within the University of West Georgia's Career Services Department. We look forward to you joining the Wolfpack. Let's begin.
Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Smith, and I want to give you a little bit of the background information and some of our company values of Wolves Consulting. Wolves Consulting Company is built on professional and creative minds seeking to grow our local community, which means growing your business. We are here to direct your company to further expand your brand. And on top of expanding your brand, we also want to connect you with the local community to further gain clients. Through our company values and communication, your business will receive the best team to promote your service. Our marketing strategies are tailored to fit each client, and we take pride in high-quality work. Wolves Consulting Company was formed by graduates of the University of West Georgia. Even though we come from different backgrounds, we all have the same goal for success. The founders are dedicated to serving the business industry by committing to helping the community. We want to see your business grow, and we will be there every step of the way. Wolves Consulting prides in standing by our mission and keeping close ties with those who communicate and aid. Our employees are equipped with professional experience to gain those clients for your target market. A recent example of our work would be a local restaurant in Carrollton, Jefferson's. Through our help with website updates, social media promotions, and local events, Jefferson's has grown in sales, size, and repeat customers.
Hello, my name is Peyton Till, one of the co-owners of the Wolves Consulting team, and today I will be discussing the needs of the University of West Georgia's Career Services Department. Here at Wolves Consulting, we believe Career Services is one of the most important departments on the UWG campus. This is due to the multitude of resources and services they offer to better equip students in their undergraduate and postgraduate years. However, we foresee our recommendations improving the overall effectiveness of these resources and services. How will Wolves Consulting achieve this? By focusing on building engagement, refining external communication with the campus, and promoting the reputation, values, and effectiveness of the Career Services Department. The offered services are structured to aid students with their specific needs. Students can use Career Services to help them determine their major with career counseling, perfect their resumes and cover letters by meeting one-on-one with a counselor, search for job and internship positions, and prepare for future employment with mock interviews. Career Services has an advantage over other departments because they are considered one of the most helpful resources on campus. While this is true, the department has focused more on what they can offer than how to market their delivery. This is due to poor engagement with their target market. A main concern is that many students are unaware of Career Services and what they can do to provide benefit while in college and after. By building engagement with students, more awareness will be drawn back to the department, which will improve visitation and return rates. Career Services stakeholders include University of West Georgia students, faculty and staff, and the surrounding community. Though their target audience is large, the communication gap between the department and stakeholders limits their potential to reach more people. By gauging the gap to refine external communication, Career Services will better be able to serve the campus and the community. Other departments have found that focusing on the student's perspective results in a more positive outcome. Students oftentimes don't use resources around them because they have to go out of their way to do so. This problem can be corrected by Career Services working to make an impression within the campus by going to where the students are. Refining external communication with other departments would certainly impact student engagement as well. By creating effective communication, these departments around campus can refer students to Career Services. The impact Career Services has made on the students they have assisted shows the effectiveness of these services. Internally, they are fully equipped to help with any need. The issue is communicating the value of these services to prove that they go one step beyond what is expected in aiding students. Through promoting the advantages of the opportunity to use these services, the target market will view Career Services in a positive light. As you can see, Wolves Consulting has impacted the overall effectiveness of different departments on the UWG campus. We have done this by assessing strengths and weaknesses to better give the recommendations needed to excel in the future. We understand that the overall purpose of college is to prepare students for their career path that will ultimately lead them to a successful and happy future. With the help of our company, Career Services will be able to enhance the student's ability to achieve this goal. Throughout this presentation, you will find strategic recommendations and knowledgeable tools that will advance the department to further success. Next up, Jessica Barand, a co-owner of our consulting team, will highlight the importance of Career Services initiating action to improve internal communications.
Thank you, Peyton, for introducing me. I'm Jessica Brand, and today I'm going to talk to you about our internal communications.
Wolves Consulting has a team of consultants dedicated to finding innovative solutions to be ahead of the technology curve of the 21st century and to help your business grow. Our firm has done an extensive analysis on your department's internal communications, not only between the employees, but the integration of communication with other departments on campus. Based on this analysis, we have compiled several recommendations that will improve communication channels and positively impact the growth of your business. Our firm strives for the success of your business and implementation of your recommendations that will guarantee the long-term successful growth of your business. Career Services uses email as their primary source of communication. In our analysis, we agreed that email is an effective communication strategy that works best for the large audience that Career Services encounters. Most students, faculty, and staff have access to the university-wide Gmail accounts, which is a centerpiece of communication for Career Services to push out current job opportunities to students. Even though technology has developed into the 21st century, communicating in person is still a viable solution for most businesses. With the advent of technology, businesses have been able to cut costs by going all electronic. However, people still prefer the social interactions. Our firm offers feedback to customers in regards to face-to-face communications so that companies can improve daily conversations among employees at the internal and external levels. The employees at the Career Services also have an open door policy where coworkers are encouraged to reach out to other members of the department, which allows for a faster exchange of information. In the same realm as face-to-face, we include phone communications for your department because some students are still serviced by calling into the phone line. Although it is an effective communication strategy, it is only being used sporadically except for external communications with other campus departments. To better gauge how the University of West Georgia Career Services is doing compared to other career organizations at other universities, we compared Career Services against the peer institution of Kennesaw State University and Aspiration at the University of Georgia. The Kennesaw State Center Services Department begins the internal communication process through the use of online appointment scheduling, but a bulk of their students visit the center as walk-ins. The center is also employed with current and former students, especially graduate students, that are beneficial because these students have previously been on job searches and have needed to utilize the Career Center. One major difference is the use of social media between the University of West Georgia and the Kennesaw State University Center in terms of the use of social media to connect employees. KSU also goes a step further than West Georgia by categorizing based on majors and colleges to determine guidance from the Career Office. The University of Georgia's Career Center Department begins with the internal communication process similarly to Kennesaw State and West Georgia's with online appointments. However, students still visit the center through walk-in appointments. Employees must meet the needs of students and work in a rotation to serve students efficiently as possible, so every call is answered, email is responded, and on-site guests are taken care of. After comparing these three schools collectively, there are some patterns that begin to develop in that all three schools communicate via email and then have follow-up meetings as a team in person to communicate department goals on a weekly and daily basis. After comparing these three schools collectively, there are some patterns that begin to develop in that all three schools communicate via email and then have follow-up meetings as a team in person to communicate department goals on a daily and weekly basis. Wolves Consulting has a wide variety of solutions to improve the communications of your company's internal communications.
Through our company's hard work and dedication, we will be there to help you grow your business step by step and to reach your goal potential. By fully implementing our strategies, your department will continue to be successful and grow exponentially with the small tweaks suggested by our firm. Our team is built with a strong foundation of well-organized and professional consultants that will strive to meet the needs of your business and to take it to the next level. Wolves Consulting looks forward to the opportunity of working alongside your employees to improve internal communication and of striving to raise the bar of success for your department. Next, I'm going to turn it over to Savannah Freeman, and she's going to talk to you about our external communication.
Savannah, a senior consultant here at Wolves Consulting, and I would like to go over with you some recommendations for your external communication. Here at Wolves Consulting, it is our mission to help career services communicate and engage with current students. Our team of highly trained consultants has reviewed your current methods of external communication. We would like to give some positive feedback on how to improve your methods of communication. Our first recommendation is we would like to create posters and advertisements with students' testimonies on how the organization benefited the students. It doesn't matter if you're a student or not. If we can relate to someone's story, then it becomes more interesting for students. By implanting students' testimonies on advertisements, websites, and at events, it will cause a huge turnover of students' involvement. Communicating with students can be a critical item in your department. So our second recommendation is to create career services social media page such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Today's students are consistently on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So by creating and getting students to follow these pages can help communicate with more students. Many other departments here at the University of West Georgia are using social media and is helping with their growth and student involvement. Wolves Consulting also took a look at your current communications of emails. You guys send out multiple emails to students, but what if the students don't look at their emails every day or just, look at it and then delete it? We would like for the emails to be more appealing to students and offer free gifts or giveaways such as t-shirts, because what student doesn't like free t-shirts? Here at Wolves Consulting, we have provided several recommendations on how to improve your organization. The improvements will come once the recommendations are implanted. The image of career service around campus will improve, membership exposure quality will soar, and student involvement will strengthen dramatically. We would like to say thank you. Hey there, here at Wolves Consulting, we have taken a look at some of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. For your strengths, career services is really good with helping fix your resumes, send resumes out, just really helping with what to do after college, helping with employment, things like that. Some of your weaknesses could be, not having students come in, and, just the students not benefiting from the resources available at career services. Some opportunities are, giving more feedback to students, really engaging in their lives, figuring out what's best for them, and things of that nature. Some threats would be students coming in and realizing that, career services just really hasn't helped them at all, and they walk away and never come back. Or bring the resume in and that won't, and not getting the correct resources to help fix their resume or find employment. Career services is all about helping students for after college. So once you graduate, we just really need to figure out what to do after we graduate.
From the information that my fellow team members just presented, our firm has developed several recommendations that fall into 3 categories: image, involvement, and communication. Each of these categories has more than one step or suggestion, and if they are implemented, they will set a foundation of success for career services. Everyone knows the old saying, never judge a book by its cover. Well, for better or for worse, this idiom doesn't hold its weight in the world of business. Image is everything, which is why it's the first step in our recommendation process. Career Services provides a personal experience for students, one that will shape their career and their future. As such, Wolves Consulting believes that Career Services should develop a welcoming image, one that reinforces the idea that your department is there to help. There are two ways of accomplishing this. First, we suggest that Career Services create and share student testimonials. This is a strategy that has seen wide success with Georgia State's Career Guidance Department. With this, Career Services should interview either current or former West Georgia students who have found professional success with the help of your department. While these can be written in the articles, we believe that they will receive more exposure and positive impact if they are videoed and posted to Career Services social media. We also suggest that Career Services involve themselves with the admissions and orientation process. This strategy will allow new students to become familiar with your department, increasing the possibility that they will reach out for you for guidance. One of the main reasons for decreased participation is that students are not simply aware of the resources at their fingertips, but if your department is a part of their academic career from the beginning, they will take that knowledge with them through the remainder of their enrollment. Once students are aware of Career Services and feel comfortable reaching out to your department, we can begin to focus on increasing student involvement. Now, the biggest obstacle in the student's life is that they don't have enough free time. Their time is spent studying for exams, working, and then worrying about all the stressors that come with college life itself. The most effective way your department can increase student involvement is by becoming more accessible. And what medium allows for the most accessibility? The internet. By utilizing online advisement resources, Career Services can digitally connect to students. Not only will this encourage students with little free time to use your department, it also opens up the door for off-campus students and students with disabilities that might prevent them from visiting in person. That being considered, we don't suggest an entire shift to online advisement. We also believe that Career Services should interact with students traveling on campus. Setting up on-the-spot career advice tables along walkways will increase students' interest and involvement with the organization. Quick career questions can be answered and general advice can be given. This foot-in-the-door method will increase the number of students visiting Career Services, as they will seek further information from that is given at the table. With a positive department image and increased student involvement, the final improvement should be made to external communications. External communications are important to maintain success and to ensure that the department continues to grow. Our first recommendation coincides with the growth of online interaction. We suggest that Career Services maintain an active social media presence. Most students will opt to communicate with departments online as it's easier and much more accessible. By interacting with students through social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat, Career Services can quickly share news about events and opportunities with students. Additionally, the testimonials previously mentioned can be shared through these social media accounts so that they may reach a larger audience. Second, we recommend that Career Services should foster professional relationships with local businesses and companies. Connections mean everything in the world of business, and connecting with businesses in the area provide opportunities for students working with Career Services. These business connections can be formed professionally in the form of agreements and contracts, or casually through events such as luncheons, job fairs, and company open houses. By utilizing the collection of our recommendations, Career Services can propel itself into a successful and rewarding future. Improvements made to the department's image paves the way to strengthen student involvement. That likewise increases the need for effective external communications. These three areas will ultimately benefit all those involved in Career Services operations. The department will grow, more students will receive beneficial advisement, and local businesses will discover the talented students at the University of West Georgia. These recommendations not only improve Career Services themselves, but our entire community as well. I'd now like to introduce Ms. Dorian Bullock, who's going to give our conclusion.
In conclusion, our main goal here at Wolves Consulting Company is to help improve communications within the University of West Georgia's Career Services Department. We are confident that the implementation of our suggestions to improve student engagement, improve external communication techniques, and focus mainly on the promotion of UWG Career Services will definitely lead to your organization being known as one of the most effective organizations on campus. Again, we thank you all so much for your consideration as we proceed to the Q&A portion of our presentation.
Now, our team of consultants would like to answer some of your questions.
That's a great question, thank you. Many times firms will throw out recommendations without actually considering the amount of resources and time their clients have to work with. But with Wolves Consulting, we've taken these factors into consideration. Most of our recommendations for Career Services can be implemented with very little time and effort. For example, the suggestion of creating testimonials and increasing social media involvement can be established very quickly with only a few hours on a computer and a dedicated individual. Though getting involved with the admissions and orientation process may take some bureaucratic effort with the university, and that sort of recommendation can't be done overnight and will take a little bit longer, will take a little bit more effort, but eventually it will be done in the end as it is a good improvement for the department overall. Are there any more questions?
Was what risks are involved if we use your recommendations? Making changes to a department can cause many risks. Once the recommendations are put to use, there could be a risk of increase in student involvement, causing career services to become overwhelmed with students. And not having enough employees to help answer the questions for students will become a risk, this causing students to turn away and never come back. Another risk could be not having students coming in. It may take a while for recommendations to reach students, but within time, it'll all work out. Here at Wolves Consulting, we are confident that career services will gain social interest in students, and they will be breaking down the doors to meet with you guys.
Our next question is, why do you believe your recommendation of internal communication will increase our student or member relations? Communicating effectively and efficiently will help both parties stay on one accord.
That's a great question. We believe there is no limit to your potential as a department. Though similar services can be found within other areas of campus, Career Services is the only department that specializes in all areas of career development. We feel that once our recommendations are taken into consideration, you will start to see immediate improvement. By consistently making students the department's focus, you will be able to build upon your team's advantages, excelling career services to reach a wider variety of individuals on campus. We see this department surpassing all others and becoming the most impressionable and beneficial department at the University of West Georgia.
Okay, what can the recommendation of including student testimonials do to help improve student engagement or involvement within our organization? Well, we feel that in order for somebody to really trust or engage with something, it's a lot easier when you have or you're able to see the results that it brings about, And I feel that offering students testimonials from students that have had success with the Career Services Department in the past would definitely help current students to be more trustworthy with the department and possibly encourage them to be more involved. It's almost as if they would rather see that it can be done before they decide that they can do it. So definitely including those testimonials will have that trustworthy effect on the current students and encourage them to engage more because now that they know that there is a possibility of them benefiting from your department.
So why should you join the Wolfpack? What makes our recommendation so great? Well, I will tell you. Not only will you have the support of our awesome team, but you will also have the support of your community. With our clients, we like everyone to support one another, and that means a lot of marketing by word of mouth, which is one of the best nowadays. Now, will you join the Wolfpack?